Who guys? I almost forgot. I almost forgot. I almost forgot, guys. Okay, you're more for this video, and I am too. My name is Big Fat Loser, and today we are watching the newest death battle, Gru versus Megamind. Since it's gonna be versus Minions. Anyways, we're cheering for Megamind because I think it's a better movie. Megamind himself is funnier, and we're going to pretend like the Doom Syndicate and Megamind rules do not exist. Although I'll do it like the first Despicable Me movie.
Gru versus Megamind. You either die a despicable villain or live long enough to become an admirable hero.
Ugh.
Here's an eye boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor.
Also, I like Minion.
Find out who would win.
I feel like a really cool ending to the death battle would be though is if since Minions serve the evilest mastermind they possibly can, they decide to go help Megamind since he'd be the evilest if he wins. I'm not really a power scaler. Too much.
Evil never dies. It merely goes dormant, waiting for a villain to arise and spread its name to the darkest corners.
This is Megamind, right?
Like a man so evil,
Nope.
he cuts in line at the coffee shop.
Ugh.
Makes balloon animals for kids and then pops them in their face.
Yeah, what a dick.
What a despicable man. The world would surely tremble at his name. Gru. Really? Just Gru?
Wait, I gotta get my headphones so I can be louder. Don't worry, guys. Here they are. There we go.
Or like doctorate or, you know,
Felonious Gru, son of
Ew.
the supervillain known as
Felonious? That's his first name?
the Bald Terror.
oh man, he's so dead.
Even as a small child, Gru had been
6'6". He's 6'6". Family. Okay, Lucy, Margot, Edith, the original three kids. Agnes, I completely forgot that's what the wife's name is. And then Felonious Jr. Email baldandbeautiful@grumail.com. Supervillain since 11 years old. He was 11 here? I thought he was a bit younger. Appeared on Ellen.
big
Okay.
aspirations. He could make rocket
Senior.
bikes, cheese rays, and this dog?
And his
Did he make
arsenal
that?
grew even more with the help of his new best
Dr.
buddy,
Nefario?
Dr. Nefario.
Probably my favorite character in these movies. Nah, my favorite character is Vector Bradster.
Now that's a supervillain name. Come on, man.
With nefarious
Isn't Bradster voiced by like one of the Trey Park, like one of the creators of South Park?
help, Gru's gadgets, Gru gadgets. Flamethrowers,
Boogie Bots?
sticky fingers, fantastic entertainment for 2-year-olds, and a fully weaponized airship.
You think I forgot about that in the special video where you literally got called that entertainment for 2-year-olds, but we're sponsored by a game which is kind of about the same thing.
This thing's aerodynamics.
It's loaded up with wing-mounted machine guns.
You're not going to talk about the Minions, probably the biggest thing in his arsenal.
Rocket thruster that can escape the Earth's atmosphere and a whole
I actually never watched that short. Well, no, I do remember that Vector ended up on Mars, hence why I was confused to see him at the end of Despicable Me 4, because he never made it back to Earth.
whole lot of missiles.
Despite the impressive firepower, Gru's go-to weapon seems to be his freeze ray, which can encase most people in ice with a single shot.
With his gadgets and gusto combined, and a little teaching from the School of Villainy, Gru started making strides in the underworld of evil. He swiped the crown jewels when he was only a kid, nabbed the New York
I mean, he caught her off guard. What's her face? I feel like she would be able to... Scarlet Overkill, that's her name. So I feel like she would be able to beat Kid Gru.
City Jumbotron just for fun, and even stole both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
The ones from
From
Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gru was bad, but he wasn't good at being bad. A lot of his
Yes.
schemes kind of blew up in his face.
I mean... You didn't have to do him like that.
Face.
The line dividing genius from moron.
Also, how do you
A
even...
lot of his schemes kind of blew up in his
Damn, he's way lighter than he looks.
face.
The line dividing genius from moron is a thin one. Just look at us.
Oh yeah, my back hurts from carrying all the genius between us.
Regardless,
I agree.
While Gru may not have been
Was
the
this a
infamous
dumbass?
villain he'd hoped, he did earn the loyalty of a few guys.
Guys,
Yeah, guys, like little guys. There's Kevin, Bob, Stuart,
Little
Otto,
guys.
Billy, Larry, John, Liam, Chad.
oh the
Damn.
minions. And
How many of them are named? Damn.
that's not just their role; it's the actual name of their species.
Right, the minions have existed since the dawn of life itself, over 3 billion years ago. And
I
they
think
all
this is a cool
follow
idea.
one instinct: to serve the biggest, baddest, most despicable
Yeah,
villain
I think
they
that's
can
a cool
find.
idea.
T-Rexes, Count Dracula, AI artists, whatever evil they can lay their T-Rexes. Count Dracula, AI artists.
Damn, they are despicable. Say that? Okay. Ugh. Okay, that's disgusting, dog.
Whatever evil they can lay their grubby little eyes on. Or just one eye. But finding their big boss was the easy part. Keeping them, not so much.
The amount of times the minions
Or
have
dinosaur dog.
incidentally caused the death of their own bosses is staggering.
Wait, didn't one of them serve the Queen of England?
What about it?
Nothing.
The minions
Mm-mm. Never trust the British. Anyways, I find it really funny how they decided to encave them in like an ice thing, just so they could have an excuse to say that the minions did not work for Hitler.
witnessed Gru's villainy firsthand and decided that he would be the next big boss they follow.
Yeah, but they only saw one thing.
Because like Gru, these guys do machines.
The minions invented the fly swatter centuries before humans did. They somehow crafted
Damn, dog.
the minions.
Ages 1 to 3 billion years. Have their own language, minionese. Gentlemanly. Weapons: axes, brooms, butcher knives, chainsaws, dynamite, golf clubs, hammers, lances, maces, pickaxes, umbrellas, whisks, swords, spears, shovel sights, saws, rocket launchers, which I know the most for, and pitchforks.
Invented the fly swatter
Why don't they have fly swatter on that weapons
centuries
list?
before humans did.
Minions. And more. I did not know there were this many named minions. Damn. Mega minions. Oh yeah, Mel. Probably the most, well, lore relevant, I guess, ever since. Well, no, not even in the Minions movies. He's not really seen, but in the Despicable Me movies, I guess he's relevant.
They somehow crafted light bulbs and instruments while living in the Arctic. So naturally, building Gru's absolutely massive evil.
Also, Despicable Me 3 was not really well at all. Like, they kind of addressed the fact that the minions wouldn't realistically work for Gru anymore since he turned into a good guy. But then the minions just kind of forget that because they like Gru. Like, I found that kind of stupid. But
Bear proved a simple task.
They're geniuses. They once pulled off a jailbreak by building a flying machine out of prison outfits, vans, computers, and toilets. Isle Cedars are in shambles right now.
And they're seemingly invulnerable, having been smashed flat, set on fire, and exploded by missiles
and launched into space. We're not going to acknowledge that.
even inside their own mouths. But also, they're possibly immortal? Kevin here has been around since the dawn of their species, which means Kevin is 3 billion years old.
And their numbers keep increasing. Over 10,000 minions clock into work every day.
And yet, in a real work setting, they'd be fired in minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing like a banana, a popsicle, a butt, or anything remotely silly to distract them enough for plans to go off course. But these guys love TikTok.
It's no wonder that, even with thousands of minions at his back, Gru still couldn't cut it as a supervillain. Maybe it was time to hang up the freeze ray for good but not before taking a chance at his ultimate
Stealing the
dream.
moon.
Steal the moon!
Easier said than done.
Oh no, really? The
Stealing it.
moon?
When he couldn't get the shrink ray he needed on his own, Gru required a new, even more despicable weapon.
Children. Specifically, adopting 3 girls. And somehow it worked! Crime of the century, here we go!
How tragic that through all the dance recitals and unicorns, Gru discovered the joys of fatherhood.
Oh, story of my life. God, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, out with the villain and in with the bedtime stories.
But even though he turned a new leaf for his daughters, Gru wasn't done commanding his minion army. Now he'd just do it as not a villain by joining the Anti-Villain League.
The AVL hooked him up with lipstick tasers and goop grenades, mini submarines and high-tech cars, and some great date nights with the future Mrs. Gru. Things are looking up, buddy.
5 minions even underwent experimental procedures to become more powerful than before. The Mega Minions.
Tim stretches. Dave got super strength. Gus got super strength and flight. Sorry, Dave. Jerry became
That's
an
actually deep.
indestructible brick monster who eats live bombs.
And Mel just became the most powerful one for it.
He's my favorite. And Mel's new laser eye can
No, my
blast
favorite's
through the
Mel, dog.
planet and hit a satellite on the other side in less than a second.
Calculating its speed across the Earth, that's 5% the speed of light.
So, Gru's true calling wasn't being a villain.
Yeah, and that laser thing should be more powerful than anything Megamind theoretically has. But that's purely theoretically.
At all. He's an anti-villain, and he's good at it too.
Still cheering for
He's got
Megamind.
to dodge
I
heat-seeking
just really
missiles
like Gru
and
as well.
casually punch out a shark in one shot. All because he was in full dad mode.
But the most incredible element here is easy to miss. For billions of years, the minions have had the biological
Damn, this analysis is mostly about the minions.
drive to serve the greatest villain they can find. And yet, despite Gru's turn away from villainy, they chose to continue serving him. The minions' love for Gru is so strong.
Still see great.
Ugh.
Polonius Gru will go to the moon and
Hot take, I don't think the first movie should have had a dance party ending.
back to keep his family safe. Wait, Kevin, don't touch that button!
Okay, Megamind should be up next, but there is a chance that it got totally nuked by DreamWorks since they hit our preview last week.
Don't worry,
Huh.
we have a plan. You can watch the complete Gru vs. Megamind episode on deathmetal.gg. That's our website. It's linked below. It has every episode of Death Metal uncut, unfiltered, uncensored.
Fuck copyright.
Even the
dog.
weird ones.
Well,
It's kinda
no,
like
not
our
fuck
own private
copyright. I'm talking
Patreon
about
with
fuck
memberships that support the show
DreamWorks,
directly.
dog.
And for this week, you can get a membership for a month for free by using the code PRESENTATION. All caps. That's important.
Being a member gets all sorts of extra goodies and behind-the-scenes stuff, but the important thing is you'll be able to watch the unaltered Gru vs. Megamind episode for free.
So head to deathbattle.gg right now and use code PRESENTATION for a free month of membership. All caps. Remember.
Will dude.
What happens when the villain wins? On a grim, dark day, the citizens of Metro City learned the horrifying answer to that question.
No, you
When
can't.
their hero, their Metro Man, was lost forever.
No!
A fearsome supervillain destined for greatness,
Like a
Megamind.
incredibly handsome criminal genius and master of all villainy. See, that's the title.
Cause if your rival's name is gonna be that on the nose, you better match that energy.
Sweet, wait, are there comics? Huh. You vote for me, Metro City. Metrocity.
Their feud goes way back to when they escaped their dying planet Superman style and immediately got in each
Damn, from when this first scene, it made Metro Man look like such a privileged dick. Well, he really isn't.
other's way.
While Metro Baby landed in a nice and cozy home, he caused the weird blue kid to crash land in prison and literally grow up behind bars. What kind of city government would make the kid stay in jail?
Yeah, that seems like a pretty big thing. Why wouldn't they just take him out? I mean, I know they eventually did, but they left him in there for a long time.
It wasn't as bad as you'd think. He was a perfect
Yes,
fit
it was.
for the Metrocity prison for the criminally gifted.
Metro City.
But while everyone outside
So that means people that are gifted at being criminals. Interesting naming
Garth
scheme.
loved that new kid who could fly. They weren't too keen on the boy with the big blue head and his constant string of destructive accidents.
So if he was going to be the bad guy no matter what, why not embrace it and become a true supervillain?
Huh, sounds kinda like you. Megamind is a genius inventor, creating
Cool
weapons.
name. Unknown. Huh. I thought Megamind was his cool name. Oh, he's 5'5". Damn, this is a huge height difference. How am I taller than Megamind? Plus a few inches with baby seal leather boots. Insane, dog. Baby seal leather boots. He's 30, so he's shorter. He's younger. Okay, that's good, I guess. Raised in the prison for the criminally gifted. Head is 5.6 larger than a human's. Who calculated that? Somebody's whole job was to figure out how much bigger his head is than the average man. No, average human. Sorry. Shout out woman. Mentored by Machiavelli. Oh my god. Why did they have to mention the TV show, dog? I didn't even watch it myself. I watched a summary of that video to figure out if it's even slightly better than I thought. It was not. Appeared at San Diego Comic-Con. And bald.
To stage prison breaks before he could even talk.
It does sound like me. With a bit of tutoring from Machiavelli in the ways of wrongdoing, he got to work on his crime-starting career, facing off with his destined rival over and over again.
And
Why'd they even
Megamind's
have to include Machiavelli, dog?
everything he needs. An invisible car for getaways, assuming he can find the
Perfect.
thing. A hover bike for flying and shooting at the same time, if he can multitask.
Why are they just downplaying his things? Like, they keep downplaying it. Like, oh wow, he has this, but he can't do it with this, this, and that. Like, come on, dog.
Lasers, bombs, bubble
He didn't do this with glue.
guns, baseball bats, jet
Bubble guns.
boots, and more guns.
That one horseman of the apocalypse. Damn, that looks cool as shit. Feel that horsepower. Without question, this is my most horrifying creation to date. What do you think, Miss Glitchy? So I really have to call a timeout here. Minion Evil takes no timeouts. Do these comics focus on his adventures against Metro Man, or on his or during his hero era?
Lord.
But his go-to is the D-gun, a laser pistol with various possible effects, such as
I never
destroying,
noticed that those were always there.
demoralizing, de-locking, de-gravity.
What would you ever need demoralize? I guess if you wanted to pacify it.
Thing.
I wouldn't expect a guy
Deathray satellite, probably one of his cooler things. What about the Megamind? Ooh, the Doom versus the Doombot or whatever, the Button of Doom. Yeah, that's the only Doom Megamind thing I ever want to see. That's the true Megamind sequel, Megamind the Button of Doom.
calling himself Megamind.
Also, they all take place in the same week. Like, the first Megamind takes place over the course of probably a couple weeks or a couple days. But the second movie, well, technically, the Button of Doom takes place literally the day after. And the second movie takes place 2 days after. So it's literally, everything takes place in a week.
Best name ideas, Wiz. He probably based the entire thing around his favorite setting, dehydration, which turns people and objects into tiny cubes.
Pretty
for
overpowered.
easy storage, though they can be returned to normal with a drop of water.
He did keep the whole mind thing running with his horde of henchmen.
I love the brain bots. You're scaring the brain bots. A little help here, please. You're fired.
The Brain Bots. These mini-mechs follow Megamind's every command.
I love
even pulling
them.
off the most incredible drone show you've ever seen in your life.
Especially since they're so kind of scary looking, though.
Which, according to the director's commentary, is
Which means there's more brain bots than there are minions. But then again, that's a quantity over quality. The minions are better in quality, but there are more. But there's a bigger quantity of brain bots.
made up of over 100,000 brain bots. Though, ironically, I wouldn't call his brain bots,
The heck's up with the pink one?
smart. That designation goes to Megamind's
I mean, I wouldn't call them too stupid either, but they're not smart.
Minion!
Minion serves many.
I love Minion, dog. Minion's intelligence is on par with Megamind's. He has recreated the same technology and has battled equally against him when turned evil.
Roles for Megamind: sidekick, guy in the chair, awkward sibling relationship despite technically being his pet.
The best fish friend you could have in
So
your
basically
plans
everything.
to kidnap news reporter Roxanne Ritchie to piss off Metro Man for the 19th time this week. Or for the final time. Children, shield your eyes!
He did it! Thanks to his most powerful invention of all, an orbital death ray that could shatter mountains, Metro City's hero had fallen.
Isn't Mel's laser technically better than that?
It was Megamind's time to rule.
And he had no idea what to do next. With
Mm-hmm.
Metro Man dead, what was even the point?
Clearly, he needed a new superhero to fight. And apparently, he could just make that happen. With his diffuser gun, he injected this loser with Metro Man.
Doesn't he have like 4 different ways of getting Metro Man's powers? With like the swap thing, the of course the switching thing we saw in the movie, the DNA thing. He has his super suit. And I've got the 4th one.
DNA, turning him into Metro Man 2.0, Titan.
Megamind
Your space
even trained
stepmom.
himself using his disguise generator and expert acting skills. What a performer! But for
Could he
us,
not pretend to be Dr. Nefario? Or what's her face? Because Gru has fallen for something like that before. Remember when Trey Parker played as Bladster, and he pretended to be the wife, and it was fully able to trick Gru.
Megamind is a terrible judge of character. When Titan turned tyrant, Metrocity needed yet another superhero to save it.
Metro City. Thanks to some encouragement from an old friend, rival, who wasn't actually dead at all and just let all of this happen despite having
Yeah.
like superpowers. Thanks to some encouragement
Kinda
from
stupid,
a very
but-
experienced friend, Megamind stepped up to the plate.
The best
He
scene.
had the moxie for it. Megamind's tanked explosions and dodged electric blasts. Titan was strong enough to toss around a skyscraper, and Megamind put up a solid fight with his mech armor.
A suit specifically designed to mimic the pilot's movements, whether it be lamppost sword fighting,
oh.
busting a move, or being surprisingly stealthy.
And with quick thinking and some hench help, Megamind taught Titan a lesson he knew all too well. The bad guy always loses.
So the city decided to just forgive Megamind of all his years of terror and destruction and call him their superhero. I guess they didn't really have any better options.
Hey, Megamind took
Hey, it's either him or nobody.
He's here.
Vaporize the building. They gonna bring up Megamind? Doom Syndicate Psycho? Why am I not seeing Megamind here? They literally are showing a scene from that short right there. Vaporize the building. Dodge electricity. I mean, lightning sounds way cooler, but sure. Turn the Atlantic Ocean into jello. His binky destroyed a 10-mile wide meteor. I feel so bad for the person that had to watch the Megamind sequel and Megamind Rules for this. Technologically raised all of Metro City into space. Suit survived hits from Metro Man and Titan. In another timeline, reformed Titan and the Doom Syndicate. Really? Huh. We defeated Titan, the Doom Syndicate, and Machina villain, and Psychic Delic.
Bro, seriously.
I don't know how we
He
beat
even
Machina
built a
villain,
suit
'cause
that mimicked Metro Man's strength, flight, and X-ray vision.
Now,
super
the D-gun is used to make runaway bad guys lose their balance and get caught. His portal bazooka is excellent for saving people from out-of-control cars. And while the Death Ray might not have been a hero killer, it's certainly great at blowing up giant evil robots.
And Minion
Mega
was all for it.
I wish that he could have used Megamind in this battle.
Actually, once they went nice, Minion had to legally change his name to Old Chum
Ew, we're still going with Minion.
because of some other Minion-related thing.
What? You mean the yellow guys?
No, I mean they got a cease and desist from Mr. Minion's Meatsicles.
Sounds delicious. I'm still gonna call him Minion.
Yeah, let's call him Minion. Never call him Old Chum.
You can't break up this duo.
Even as Megamind uses his tools for good, destruction still tends to be inevitable. To the point that, as the new mayor of Metro City and his
Ugh.
new partner, Roxanne instated a policy that anyone inconvenienced by a Megamind battle would receive a free cup of coffee. That sounds
Seriously? That's it?
typically right for corruption.
But that's why there's so many Starbuckses everywhere. At least the brain bots are covering all the cleanup. It's a messy job being a superhero, but Megamind's finally...
Yes, I will, thank you. What the heck is he doing? What the heck is that blue thing? Is that tentacles? You are safe now, child. An abandoned building engulfed in flames is no place for you to play. Now go home to your mommy. Yes, I will.
Found
Thank you.
his purpose, even saving the city from the Doom Syndicate, which is like
They're treating them way cooler than they actually are. There are multiple timelines after the first movie. What? Each of which involve Mega Man facing the Doom Syndicate. In one timeline, he forms them into a superhero team.
of him.
Though not without some self-induced difficulty. You have an instant wind gun
So does that mean I can technically consider the second movie non-canon?
on your hip. Use it.
Hey, with girlfriend, sidekick, and adoring fans to keep him going, it doesn't matter what sort of danger comes to town.
I'm
Mega
so
Man-
glad they didn't mention her. I much prefer the mentioning Machina villain instead of mentioning the fangirl guy.
will always rise up as the defender of
Hey.
atrocity.
This is the best scene to end with.
Metro City.
Wiz, what happened to you? You look funny and squishy.
I'm over
Already
here.
saw this.
When they made of me a year ago. You got jealous, didn't you?
What? No, mine's way cuter. Look at it, and you can get one by
I
clicking
think I
the
prefer
link.
the
They
Boomstick
forgot
one.
to color one of your arms.
Boomstick, I have a metal arm. I always have. Oh, and if you order it, there's a chance you might get a special version with a gold arm.
That's
Ooh.
actually kind of awesome.
You definitely
Sorry, but
want one.
U2s are
Oh,
way
fine,
too expensive
yeah, I
for
do,
me.
Okay?
Well,
Shut up.
not expensive. I can afford them, but again, I feel like I could use that money to buy something way cooler rather than a U2s. No offense. You should go buy
About
this.
it.
This is your
No,
last
you
chance.
will go
Click
buy
link
this.
below to order
Nah.
your own Wiz. This ends in just a few days, and the plush will never be available again, so don't miss out.
Unless you're reselling, but you don't want to get them off of untrustworthy
the
where they
command's
off of an untrustworthy seller. These are two nice ass pictures. They're making Guru look really nice here and Mega Man look really evil. That forehead is absolutely insane.
Set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Well, what the hell? He appeared in an anime? Since when did Gru appear in an anime? I mean, the Happy Meal thing is kind of whatever, but an anime?
It's time for a death
I'm assuming those are just cosplays and not actual live actions.
battle!
Big Megamind, bruh. Way cooler. Everything. I will admit that Gru has a... Oh. They couldn't get a Gru model, I'm assuming? Anyways, Gru has the cooler ride, though. I'll give him that.
Minions, prep the artillery! We're not letting him get away!
But Blame Bots looks good. Blame Bots look way better.
Thought it was the hero who chases the bad guys!
Okay, so he's a... So I'm assuming Gru is a villain here, and Megamind's a hero? Okay. You got this, dog. Continue leaving those. Why don't you just use your destroying thing to disintegrate?
I'm going to need a new pair of pants.
Yes! They called him Minion and not Chum in the death battle. That's all I need to hear. But get out of there!
Sending you the Sunday Best Package. Take
Disintegrate. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh. Why don't you just aim it at them? What'd that say? I already know about the Patillo thing. Pure 100% brick, no crash into us, it will be funnier. No crash into us, it will be funnier. Crash into us, it will be funny. Interesting that Interesting that they based their entire thing off of a ship or something crashing onto them. And it's even weirder that one company saw, they're doing that, so let's do our own, and just say it's going to be even funnier than theirs. Their business must suck. Okay, Gru's a better fighter. Hand to hand, Gru's going to beat Mega Man's ass.
Razorray! A dark color scheme! Strigway! Henchmen who look the same!
You don't have that. Didn't you lose that in the first movie? Well, no, I can't remember what happened to it, so, I guess.
Laser gun! Ingenious weaponry! You are certainly a real supervillain!
Yeah,
You're just missing
I'm kind of sad they don't have the blue electricity in their heads. Is this one missing a glass?
one thing. Ah! And what might that be?
Holy peak, dog.
Assemble and start the music.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused as to what they. I thought they only had enough to make his head, not his whole body. Okay, I guess we have thumbnail right here. Let me just. Okay. Thumbnail right there. Continue. Dumbass. You ain't know you're trying that again.
Oh, check that mark in the morning. No, hey, we just fixed that. Come on, sir, smash him. Oh, hey, that's kind of cute.
Wait. Nah. They're chilling.
You dare challenge Megamind in my own monstrosity? Do you even know who I am?
Oh my god, you're getting too arrogant, bro. As soon as somebody starts getting arrogant, it's Despicable Me Minions. Huh, it doesn't even say versus Megamind.
Well, life is full of disappointments.
Wait, oh, he's being a villain here? So basically it's just Gru trying to take over the city? Yeah, I thought it would be something more interesting.
Hey!
Oh shoot. Oh no. Mel, you could have just shot him, dog.
Now, as you like to say, Gun. If you're going to steal my lines, at least do it properly.
Why didn't you just disintegrate him? You could have just killed him. Oh. What about your super suit? What about the water? Oh. Ew.
Okay. Thank
What?
you
No!
for the help.
Minion, is the death ray
Disguise?
ready?
Approaching. Getting there. Almost. Kinda maybe
Gru, why are you waiting, dog?
on the way. Yes.
Are they firing the laser? No! You're popping your ult. Oh, okay. He's popping his ult way too fast. That's his literal strongest weapon. No! That's what I was expecting. It would be way funnier if he grabbed like just a random minion and blocked it with it, but like, ugh. But no, he grabbed Mel, I saw. Mel's laser should be way stronger, so.
Oh, Roxanne's gonna kill me.
That is not that many minions, but.
Remember this, villain. The good guys always win.
No,
This
come on. What about all the other stuff? Like, what about his super suit? His giant mech?
is how it's really done. Dehydration gun. Villain. You mean? Oh, wait a minute. This is all a big misunderstanding.
Are you serious? That is an insane skull. Okay. Insane skull.
Huh?
What about his super suit? His mech?
Oh, work is going to kill me for this.
His super suit? His mech? His... Okay, I feel like there's a lot of things that he could have done. He did not use anything. They didn't use the super suit. They didn't use the mech. They didn't... I feel like there's a lot more things they could have done.
I guess that's 2 for Gru, 0 for Will Ferrell.
With so many chaotic factors in this fight, it can get overwhelming trying to keep track of them all.
So we'll break it down 3 ways: arsenal, minions, and skill.
In terms of weapon versatility,
Yeah, it's Megamind.
Megamind definitely had much more to use. The D-gun alone had enough effects to match what Gru could do with nearly his whole kit. Throw in disguise generators, invisible cars, portal bazookas, and it's a lot for Gru to handle.
Literally, the winners of this fight were essentially the minions. That's essentially it. But I feel like Megamind would be able to find a way, especially since he's way smarter than Gru.
Just one problem. Megamind might have had variety, but Gru's weaponry was far stronger in scope. Sure, Megamind's death ray could blow up a mountain, but Gru's shrink ray could take out the moon.
Actually, no, that's not taking it out, that's shrinking it. So, Maki and Villain used Megamind's Binky to destroy a meteor with a 10-mile diameter. However, the moon has a diameter of 2,000. Moving Will's weapon has a much higher scale of effect. No,
And is much easier
that's not even Gru's weapon. Didn't he steal the weapon?
to use on top. Frankly, much of Megamind's deadliest weaponry would have little effect anyway.
Check
Oh,
this
my
out.
head.
When Gru first tried to get the shrink ray, he triggered a missile trap so explosive it created a mushroom cloud. Based on the size of the blast, that's about 4 kilotons of TNT, and all those missiles fired at him from point-blank range.
Shockingly, that's about 38 times greater than Megamind's orbital death ray.
Huh.
And Gru kind of just walked it off. Megamind's mecha suit could take big hits like that, but
Couldn't they just say the super suit? Because if you're going to make the argument that, I'm not going to lie, maybe the super suit wouldn't be able to instantly kill Gru with like a punch or something, but it definitely would have made him faster, like significantly faster, to the point where he could have just avoided anything.
Megamind himself? No.
So, Megamind would have a hard time blowing him up, but he could still dehydrate him, disintegrate him, freeze him, or even just turn off his gravity and send him flying into space, right?
Sure, though Gru does have some similar weaponry. As far as Arsenal is concerned, Gru could take out Megamind through sheer firepower,
Yeah,
but Megamind could potentially counter with the D-gun's effects.
I'm not even sure about that, because you could just... First of all, Megamind can just pull off one thing in the movie where he's disguised as someone else, like as a minion or something. Okay, or Minion could disguise himself as Megamind, just like they did in the movie. I feel like the Brain Bots would be able to do a little bit more too.
It's a whoever shoots first wins situation. Their arsenals match up fairly evenly.
No, I disagree. What the heck are you talking about? Okay, I disagree. Hard disagree.
These guys
Dog.
aren't alone. Let's cover Gru's minions
Okay.
and Megamind's, minions.
1-to-1, one of Gru's minions was certainly more likely to take out a brainbot. Sure,
Yeah.
minions may have the attention span of an iPad kid, but they can effortlessly hack, dismantle, and
Brain Bots have been successfully reprogrammed by others, yeah, with less experience than the Minions. So they should be able to as well. Yeah,
rewire
exactly.
most machines, like, Megamind's brainbots.
And they just won't die.
Yeah, exactly. They
Certainly
just can't
nothing
die.
the brain bots have can take them out. For all
Especially since they can survive in a vacuum, so...
we know, the minions may be completely indestructible.
So this is basically just the Minions versus Megamind. Not even... Gru doesn't really have anything. I mean, I guess the explosion, but again, you could just say disintegrate, and Gru wouldn't have anything against that.
To be fair, maybe one brainbot doesn't stand a chance against one minion, but there are far more brainbots than minions
Yeah.
in total. 10 times more. And the brainbots are a much more organized and focused unit.
Compared to the vanilla minions, maybe. But the mega minions are strong enough to rip and chop through metal like wet paper. And
I mean, that's not that impressive, but... Yeah, but Mel's thing is definitely stronger.
Mel's
Dog.
got a history of destroying satellites with a laser beam strong enough to cut through the Earth. So it's bye-bye Death Ray.
But we can't ignore the most competent minion of them all. Minion! Or Megamind's minion. Old Chum.
He's way more competent than Dr. Navario. Can operate all the tech.
Why wasn't Dr. Nefario in this battle? I wanted to see him.
Mech suit used to fight Titan and can match Megamind's brains and style beat for beat. Remember that whole presentation bit in the movie? Yeah, that wasn't Megamind, that was Minion.
While Megamind's army lacks the power of, say, the Mega Minions, having a second in command who's just as smart and capable as him makes up for it.
Yeah,
making a battle of their underlings too close to call.
So if neither of them has
Okay,
a
cool.
clear
I don't think Arsenal should have been a tie. Realistically, Arsenal should have went to Megamind. Wait, what about the spider from that one movie? From the Button of Doom. He had that too. There's a lot of things they theoretically could
engine
have left out.
weaponry or their headshots.
What about that horseman thing that you showed in from the comics? He could have used that.
What matters most isn't the tools themselves, but how good or bad they are at using them. It all comes down to skill.
Both Gru and Megamind have their share of less than genius moments and bad luck. But even in the face of things gone wrong, Gru tends to fail upwards, still ultimately completing his missions. Unlike Megamind, who tends to fail much harder before he learns how to succeed.
And we love him for it. It's not like Gru
Yeah.
has to put up with Elvis Superman, but
I mean, yeah, if it was Metro Man against Gru, Gru would not be here. But
even during their villain phases, Gru found some success, unlike Megamind.
Who also has a
I mean, to be fair, Gru is more of a James Bond villain. Meanwhile, Megamind is literally going against a knockoff Superman.
bad habit of not using his
A
weapon.
death battle assumes each combatant has winning intent, so Megamind's reluctance to use his deadly weaponry is negligible on its own. However, his continued laxness versus Gru's consistent successes suggests Gru is more practical. I mean, this fight could literally end just like if both were bloodlusted, for example. Megamind could pretty easily win. He's smart enough to win. He has enough weaponry to win.
Effectively, like never using
Agree
the
to
D-gun
disagree.
against the Doom Syndicate, either because he can get easily flustered or he just loves showing off. So it's more likely Gru could succeed in a whoever shoots first wins quick draw situation with their arsenals.
Quick draw is right. Megamind dodge an electric blast.
Yeah,
is
that's
impressive,
not as
blocking it
fast.
around half the speed of sound.
But it pales in comparison to Gru piloting hypersonic ships into space and dodging heat.
I'm sorry, but what about the super suit? What about the super suit? Isn't that literally stated to be comparable to Metro Man? And Metro Man has that whole speed feat thing that should...
Seeking missiles at Mach 10, meaning he is fast enough to win that quick draw. Gru takes skill, which finally tips the scales. After a nail-biting back and forth,
I
he has
disagree.
just enough to land the winning blow first, more often than not.
Sorry, Megamind. I think you losing was a atrocity.
It's Metro's Atros. The winner is Felonious Gru.
Next time on Death
Just tell
Battle.
me what's next. Yuji? Is it Yuji versus Denji? Denji? Yeah, Yuji versus Denji. I'm cheering for
Subscribe and
Yuji.
join as a member to see more
Not because I hate Denji. Chainsaw Man is awesome, but at the same time, hey. I just love Yuji. I feel like Denji's gonna
Death
win
Battle.
though.
Thanks for watching.
I'm just gonna say I disagree. Anyways, that's the end. Bye.